You can just imagine the Pony Express riders galloping through the gap behind me. They would have been traveling without a compass, without a map, and they knew they had to get to Roberts Creek Station. And Mount Hope would have been a beacon on the landscape, a landmark to let them know that they were going the right direction. From this vantage point, we can see where the Pony Express riders would have come. There was no specific trail, so they would have taken the path of least resistance across the terrain. You can see the gap in the mountains behind me. We assume that that's where they would have come from, and then down here in front of us through this low spot past Mount Hope and into this ravine. The Pony Express riders probably would have encountered water, which would have been welcome to both the rider and the horse. However, navigating through what is now Tyrone Creek may have been a challenge for the Pony Express riders. They may have had to change the route of the ride in order to accommodate the terrain. Most likely, they would have headed to higher ground just to the north of Tyrone Creek, keeping Mount Hope in their view, but continuing to head west. While the Pony Express only ran for 18 months, the riders would have encountered all 4 seasons and all sorts of difficult weather conditions. They would have struggled through the heat in the summertime, they would have struggled through the snow in the wintertime, the rain, the cold. They would have experienced all of the seasons in Nevada. Besides weather, a horse could break a leg or lose a shoe. And of course we were hoping to find a shoe, but nothing like that was identified. As archaeologists, we usually study where people have been based on the things that they left behind on the land. The Mount Hope section of the Pony Express Trail was surveyed by archaeologists several years ago, but no conclusive evidence of folks coming through here during 1860 or 1861 was identified, which means that we determine the location and we know the location of the Pony Express not by the things on the ground, but through doing archival research and referencing historic maps. Our fictional Pony Express rider at this point, having come over the Sulphur Springs Range, has crossed the southern edge of Mount Hope through the trees, and you can see how heavily forested this area really is. And probably coming through the trees, they would be moving fairly slowly. They would be picking their route carefully to make sure that their horse didn't injure himself or his rider. Our fictional Pony Express rider has now come out of the Mount Hope area on the west side. He's out of the trees. He's in a flat area where the vegetation is much lower. He's probably moving at greater speeds. He's on his way to the Roberts Creek Station, which is just to the west of us. So as he comes through this pass here, you can see in front of us, he's probably galloping and getting ready to give himself a rest. The Pony Express was a risky endeavor. The stations were attacked. Sometimes horses weren't available. Sometimes food wasn't available. There was really no guarantee, but each rider was likely hoping to find sustenance and rest and some kind of security as he approached a station. And if it's a day at all like today, he's got weather he's about to contend with. Just a couple of hours ago we were on the other side of the mountain and it was hot and sunny, and now the wind has come up and it looks like it's about to start raining. So our Pony Express rider is probably relieved to be getting to Roberts Creek Station, where at the least he will be able to transfer out his horse. And if the weather's changing, maybe at this point, he's hoping that he gets to hand that mail pouch over to somebody else. And whoever that lucky Pony Express rider was, he would have left the station heading west and south through Kobe Valley, likely right into that oncoming weather system.